There's nothing that makes me happier than seeing modern D&D get owned, especially when one of its original creators chimes in. Now, Robert J. Kuntz was part of the original team for Dungeons & Dragons. He actually has done great RPGs over the years. He's working on a video game right now, which I'm excited about, and I'm hoping to bring more information to on my Fandom Pulse Substack, as, of course, we report the news on all things gaming here. So please hit the like and subscribe button and join us as we talk about this right now and get into what he said about D&D, which is so true. There's some viral posts going around, and this is the absolute state of where things are at for the RPG community right now. And we need to take it back. We need to reclaim it. This is definitely a white boy hobby, and we need to get it back from the weird LGBTQ fetish people, and that's what's happening right now. We're reclaiming everything. We're going to do it independently because these corporations are not going to be doing it, and that's where it all starts. And it starts with great storytelling, my friends, and I am a writer, and I've been doing fantasy novels for a long, long time. If you like D&D, if you like questing adventures and the like, I think you'll really enjoy my Adventures of Baron von Monocle. It's a 6-book series so far, and it's about fighting monsters, airship adventuring, swashbuckling fun. It gets embroiled in a war as it goes on that really escalates and actually dovetails into a bigger war. And I'm very, very excited for you guys to check this out. It's in the description below. Makes for a great weekend read. Get all 6 books. Support the channel. Support what we're doing here. I would love to get an RPG done of this. I was talking with RPG Pundit on his channel on Sunday about this when I went on the stream, one of my rare live stream appearances out there. And we started talking about just different RPGs. This is one of those settings I think would be ripe for an RPG. So check it out. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you being here and supporting great fantasy. And let's get into some not so great fantasy right here, which is what new Wizards of the Coast has done with Dungeons & Dragons. So I thought this was a very poignant AI image right here. Just a blue-haired weirdo yelling at somebody just trying to play a game. And look at his face right here. It's just like, please leave me alone, right? And that is exactly what we've been saying in the RPG community over the last several years right here. So modern Dungeons & Dragons is beyond a simple watered-down version of the original work. It's a complete twisting of the game to fit an agenda of extreme leftism. Now, one of the original creators of the original game has called out what Wizards of the Coast has done with the RPG, calling the company a postmodern robber baron. That's right. So if you aren't familiar with what's going on with the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons, they went deep into nonsensical wokeness. They turned orcs into Mexicans because people were comparing orcs to black people. So what do? Turn them into Mexicans. They also removed them as monsters in the monster manual, of course, made them a playable faction. They removed things like half orc and half elf because that was racist, of course. And of course, there's weird stuff in there also, where they tried to push this like safe space BDSM concepts on the player base, where you make an X with your arms like this, and then you go, I want a safe space, DM. We can't do this role-playing anymore. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely crazy what they've done. It's terrible. On top of it, last year, Jason Tondro, senior designer of Wizards of the Coast, penned a foreword to a Dungeons & Dragons history, calling the original developer, Gary Gygax, a misogynist and worse. It was absolutely crazy. Went off on a cultural appropriation and slavery. Really, really sickening to see this guy who is living off of Gary Gygax's legacy talk like this about the original creator. The guy should have a little bit of respect, you'd think. But no, this is how these people are. They all try to twist things in their own inventions. Now, a bunch of the 2024 edition creators already jumped ship from Wizards of the Coast. They saw that there were massive layoffs coming, and Wizards of the Coast is actually looking at replacing all these people with AI very shortly, which is pretty entertaining by itself. But these people went to Critical Role, and they're gone. They jump ship. They know that they just torched this brand, and they move on. That's what the SJWs always do. So Robert J. Kuntz talked about this. He's been there from the beginning. He understands about RPGs, and he was responding to this. This is a viral post that was going along on X the other day. It's just gotten thousands and thousands of views. And it says, if you own the storytellers, you own the story. The worst thing ever to happen to D&D wasn't the satanic panic of the 1980s. It was the engineered queering of D&D in the past 10 years. Ask Grums and, of course, Robert Kuntz and others. D&D has always been a game for everyone, but people we invited in. The petulant left didn't want that. They wanted their exclusionary game that they controlled, that they dominated. From there, they got to gatekeep who sat down at a table and who didn't. They wanted to set the tone, define the stories, and make sure everyone knew they were alone in power. Trojan orcs. That's pretty interesting because they always talk about what they're doing in the name of, quote, inclusivity and, of course, diversity. reality. And what they always create in this is an exclusive sort of thing where it excludes normal people because it's really just about making them feel validated because these are a bunch of losers in the dregs of society who want to feel like they have something, right? And so they cast normal people out to try to make it their own. That's exactly what they do in this exclusionary inclusion, right? And on top of this, the diversity doesn't exist. It always looks exactly the same. It always feels exactly the same. The same Netflix party with the black guy, with the strong female lead, with the weird, maybe Asian, maybe Mexican, can't really tell. He's ambiguous race, but kind of gay guy in the group. And it's everything is the same every single time. It's the Hollywood casting that you see, and that's what they put into these games as well. So this is because the left knows what politics is downstream from culture. If the left creates culture, it will define what's acceptable in politics. The queering of D&D is a fundamental requirement of this. If you own the storytellers, you own the story. They never cared about the hobby or the players or the lore or anything of the sort. It was just another means to power, like it always is. It's time we took the power back. And I agree with that, and that's why it's always important to support independent projects. And I always recommend Adventure Conqueror King System by Autark. That's a great one. Axe, ACKS. I also recommend the books by RPG Pundit, especially Baptism of Fire. What a cool setting he created there. Good stuff, right? Like there. Castles and Crusades, another great one that you should check out. So those are good things right there. And Robert J. Kuntz also does a bunch of great work as well. You can look up. So he actually commented on this as it was going viral, and this is what an original D&D creator says. Wizards of the Coast is a postmodern robber baron. Wow. They cannot create, they can only mutate and destroy. And what they mutate comes out in their image, a mass pile of putridity. Putridity, yes, based on nothing, having no meaning to any of them and those like them, and only their satisfaction is that they forwent creation for destroying it. They are envious, uncreative, uncaring hacks who will never match in style, form, and authenticity what we accomplished in bringing this great game system to market, and to the more important, the market of ideas. Absolutely true. And we know that Gary Gygax's son was very much on board with our movement and independent gaming and the like, and was very not happy with what was going on with this stuff as well before he died this year. Rest in peace on that. The original creators are rolling in their graves about this stuff, and of course Robert J. Kuntz, still alive, is absolutely right in sounding this alarm right here. And RPG players need to wake up. This whole hobby is getting destroyed by these people, and we really do need to make it great again. And that's the whole deal. Like I said, it's all in independence right now. It's ignoring the fact that these corporations are doing these sorts of things. It's mocking them for it and making sure that they don't go anywhere with it. We've seen it across the board. It's not just D&D. Pathfinder and Paizo have been way up this creek for a long, long time. We've even seen that Deadlands and the Savage World systems from Shane Hensley, even though that's a better system and slightly more, is going down that direction quite a bit. It's trying to virtue signal towards these people. Don't even get me started on World of Darkness. If you don't even look up World of Darkness, because if you haven't, guys, that's the most degenerate player base in the history of the planet and of mankind, and it just needs to be purged from gaming. But this is where we're at today. I love this statement. I love the fire that we're seeing. We need to fight back, my friends. Thanks for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us, and please check out my fantasy books. It's in the description below, and I appreciate you being here. It's available on ebook, print, and audio to make it convenient for you.